Welcome back to Rolling Solo. My name is Adam Smith, and yep, we're continuing our epic playthrough of War Eternal, Aeon's End. This has been so much fun. So here we go. We're going to turn the turn order deck to see what comes up next. Hey, we're good. No Nemesis. That's good because these are really nasty. So we're going over here to Maza. So what can Maza do on his turn that would kill this individual off? We really need to get rid of this Mage Ender. So we have the Aurora and the Spark here. So let's go ahead probably and deal the damage we need to deal because I want to try to get rid of these guys. Now the only thing is I'm noticing I'm not going to be able to guarantee kill it, but I can get it close. So we're going to go ahead and suck it up. I know I'd love to keep Aurora so that we can actually boost our charges, but we're going to use it for the damage. So I'm going to put the Aurora in the discard as well as the Spark for a total of 4 damage, bringing this guy down to 1. Okay, so we're not doing bad for the Mage. Ender's being hit pretty good. Next up is our hand of cards. What do we want to do that way? We've got crystals, we've got the World Heart. We might as well put our Spark out into play. This World Heart card, again, as we know from before, we can gain something that goes into the Allies pool if we so choose to get an extra Ether. Otherwise, we just get 4. So if we use 4, we can use it for the card for ourselves. 5, and we get to put it in Yan's hand. Now, Yan's already got some super powerful cards. I'd probably prefer to spend 4 and put it in our hand. So I'm going to probably put the last Jagged Lightning. Yeah, I'm going to do the last Jagged Lightning because I want to start focusing my way to getting all my breaches open, plus it does damage. So this is the one I'm going to go after. I'm going to put it here. Now we're going to put all of these cards back in any order I choose. We'll put the World Heart one there, just like that. And we're done. And we're going to go ahead and draw up, hoping for good things. There we go. There's our Nova Forge. So we're starting to get the really awesome cards that we had prepared from before. This is where we're going to be able to put some serious damage on some of these guys once we actually prep them. So that'll be really fun. There we go. So not bad. We got the Crystal, 2 Frozen Magmites, Jagged Lightning, and Nova Forge. All of them are very, very cool. Let's pull the turn order deck. Nemesis. Oh, jeez. Okay, so sadly we weren't able to kill off the Mage Ender in time, so the player with the most open breachers suffers 2 damage. So breach-wise, the Yan is that person, so we're down to 3 life now on Yan. That's not good. Over here, this is going to trigger an Unleash, which is bad. So we come over here. We've only got 1 Nemesis card turned at this point, so it says any player suffers 2 damage. So in this case, I'm going to have Maza take that because we're already pretty low on the other Breach Mage. So we got 4 over here and 3 over here. We need to heal. So we might need to go focusing after these Primordial Fetish cards in order to keep ourselves alive. But we've satisfied both of these. We'll pull this card to find out what happens next. This is called Maul. The players collectively destroy the 2 most expensive prep spells, or the Umbra Titan loses 2 Nemesis tokens. We can't afford that. We have to get rid of those 2 most expensive. The cool thing is they can be sparks. So I'm actually going to get rid of them. This is, if I do, then I could eventually get Illuminate into this position. I could get rid of Illuminate. Let me think. Yeah, you know what? I can't focus anyway. It says, while prep, when you focus or open one of your breaches, then you deal extra damage. That's not going to happen anymore because we have no more focuses to do. Let's kill off the Illuminate one. So I'm going to get rid of Illuminate and I'll get rid of Spark, but not this Spark, because this will take a while to come back through the deck before I can put it here. And I might get a chance to go with Yan again. Yeah, Yan will have more options going in this round so far. So I'll get rid of the Spark from Maza instead. This could be dangerous. So we're going to get rid of this Spark, this Illuminate, and that satisfies the Maul condition. So players collectively destroy destroy the 2 most expensive prep spells. Yikes, if that's the case, I'm not destroying Illuminate. Forget that. I'm going to destroy this Spark. Yikes, that would have been bad if I had chucked Illuminate. So the 2 Sparks I'm happy to get rid of. They're pretty minor attacks anyway. If anything, that'll help my hand. So that kind of actually helped me. I kind of wanted to get rid of those. So that's a nice, I like that card. So we got rid of it, we satisfied it. This is now gone as well. Okay, so that's the Nemesis turn satisfied. Next turn order card. What we have here. 1. Awesome. So this is going to be Maza. Sadly, that 1 damage we needed to kill this guy has been sucked away. So that's unfortunate. So now we're going to go ahead probably and prep some spells, some really powerful ones. So we got Nova Forge prepped, Jagged Lightning prepped. So those are great. Can I use this right now? Nova Forge, when gained, you can gain 2 Ether in your turn when going after a spell. So that's good. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So technically we have 7. That's really good. So we could go for another Nova Forge if we wanted to. let's do that. Let's go for a Nova Forge again. So I'm going to gain another Nova Forge and put it into my deck, which is fantastic. We'll put all the frozen magmites and crystals on top of this. And then that turn is done. We'll flip our next set of cards. We got the Aurora. We got a Spark. We got a Primordial Fetish. We got a Crystal. That Primordial Fetish we'll probably be using to heal that next time we activate in Crystal. All right, going over the turn order. We're going to 2. It's going to be Yan over here. What can Yan do? Well, Yan's going to Illuminate. Actually, you know what? I'm going to probably do it this turn because I have 3 things I want to prep. So yes, I'm going to go ahead and actually use Illuminate to cast 1 damage. So this is going to go into my discard. This is going to kill the Mage Ender. Thank goodness this guy's finally gone. And then we've only got 1 left, 1 nasty minion left. We're going to prep a ton of spells here. So we're going to be prepping all kinds. Doesn't matter in terms of the 1 extra plus damage because all these, I'm probably going to trigger them all soon. Anyway, but I'll keep the prepped one in this one because I can potentially use it over and over and over again. So there we go. They're all prepped. And then, of course, we got some extra ether here. If the Nemesis is on tier 2 or higher, add 1. So right now we have 5 between these 2 cards. That's really good. We could open this breach. That would be awesome. So let's do it. Let's crack the last breach. So now we're going to have, boom, we've got all 4 breaches open, which means we are close now. We can actually start using this, opening this up next turn. So that's fantastic. Let's put those back in there. And there we go. Wow, that's awesome. So Yan is all as powerful as she's going to get in terms of open breaches. This is really cool. So let's go ahead and draw our 5 cards. Classic Crystal. Another Crystal. I'm just noticing Gravehold's numbers are slowly flying down. Crystal again. We're going to have to flip this deck over. Pick up the next one. Oh, this is going to be an Ether heavy. So hopefully we get a Nemesis card that needs Ether because if that's the case, I can blow it away with that. That's really good. Okay, here we go. Nemesis or player turn? That's the question. Nemesis. All right, so this is going to trigger an Unleash. That's too bad. At this point, there's 2 of them. So it says if there are 2 turn our cards and discard, Gravehold suffers 2 damage. So this is dropping to 3. 23 now. Okay, that's not as bad as losing a token. I'm okay with that. So that's that. We're going to pull a card as well. Oh, gross. Another minion. Mango Roots. Gravehold suffers 3 damage. The minion suffers 2. Oh, the damage. Oh, okay. So the minion's kind of hurting itself as it goes. But he's got 12 health. That's a decent amount. So we'll put 10 right there like that. We're going to put 2 underneath of it. And continue on. So let's see what happens. Well, of course, we know now that there should only be 1 player left. And that is player number 2. So Yan. And Yan's got a crazy amount of damage to spend, which is great. So who do we want to nail? We got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's 11 including the +1. 11 would completely wipe out the Null Scion with 1 hit. That's pretty awesome. It also would do a ton of damage to the actual Nemesis itself. So tough to say. This one keeps hitting Gravehold like crazy. This one keeps unleashing and hitting Gravehold. So yeah, I think we gotta get rid of 1 of them at least. Yeah, let's do it. So we're gonna cast all of these. So Jagged Lightning, Nova Forge, Jagged Lightning, they all gotta go. So the Null Scion has been killed. 1 hit, that's pretty powerful. We also have all of these to spend. So I have 2. We can place the next card on the top of our deck too. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's really good. Now I can go like this. I'm going to spend 2 to gain a charge. And then it says gain a card from any supply pile. If you have 4, and we'll talk about that. So the first card I want to gain is the Crystallize. This is going to be crazy because it casts and all kinds of crazy stuff happens. 2 for every gem in your hand. So I'm going to put this. But the cool thing about this is because I'm using it, I'm picking it up with the Frozen Magmite. I'm going to put it on the top of my deck, which is fantastic, meaning I'm going to get it right away. All of these disappear. And I technically still have, because I went after this first, put that on the top of my deck. I could say that essentially I used 2. I'm going to say I used this one for 2 to gain the charge. And the charge allowed me to use this ability, which allowed me to then place the card on the top of my deck. Cool. That allows me to have 4 ether left afterwards to go after another card. I might as well go after Primordial Fetish because I need to start healing. So this will go on top of the discard instead. And then all of these cards that I used to buy it will go on top of my discard as well, in any order I choose, just like that. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and pull up to see how many other cards we got. Of course, we got Crystallized first. What a super powerful card that is. A regular Crystal, Mage's Totem, Primordial Flesh, or Fetish. I keep saying flesh so much. Crystal, there we go. Okay, so that's it. We're all ready to go, and I'm going to say that this is the end of this round. Stay tuned, because we're going to play a second round during this video. And we're back, all shuffled up, ready to go. Let's see what's on top. Nemesis, classic. Okay, so we have Mango Root. It says persistent Gravehold suffers how much damage? 3. Ugh, gross. 3 damage, and then the minion suffers 2. So we'll take 2 away. The Gravehold suffers 3, so we'll be dropping down to 20. That was not good. We're going to pull a Nemesis card. We got Crumble. Umbra Titan loses 3 Nemesis tokens. No thank you. Or Unleash, place the most recently discarded minion in the Nemesis discard pile back into play. Oh, gross. Oh, that would be the... Ugh. Really? That's unfortunate. Ugh, that's such a pain. Okay, well, I have to do that because that's no good. So that would be this guy coming back, being a pain in our backsides. So he's going to trigger an Unleash, but at least it's going to hit. That's such a pain. I can't afford to have 3 gone. I'd be so close to death. So Crumble, yeah, that just ended up bringing somebody back in. And it says Unleash as well. So Unleash and then plays the most recently discarded whatever. So Unleash is going to, being that there's 1 Nemesis token, or 1 Nemesis card in the discard pile, it says that 1 player suffers 2 damage. So we can't, yikes. Who's going to heal? Actually, both are going to heal. So let's have Maza take the hit, down to 2. This is not looking good. Please, please, no Nemesis token, or Nemesis card. Thank you. Okay, coming back over to Maza. I do have some powerful cards, thank goodness, in my deck. So I could use both of these. This would be a total of 7 damage, which is good, but not enough to kill either of them. Unleash, this triggering every time is really bad, so we want to keep hitting this guy. Going after the one with the least amount of damage makes the most sense, I think. So yeah, let's go after Mango Root. We're going to hit it for 7. So it's going to drop from 10 down to 3. There we go. It's a decent hit. We'll put these back into the deck any way we choose. And then we're going to go up here. We're going to start prepping some stuff here. So we'll prep Aurora. We're going to prep the Spark. Anytime once per turn during main phase you gain a charge. So we're going to charge up our ability down here. That's good. We also have Primordial Fetish, which we're going to destroy this to gain 3 life because we are hurting units. So let's get back up to 5. Then we have 2 crystals. Oh no, we're just shy of opening this one again. Ah, it's such a pain. So I could use 2 to go down here. That might not be a bad idea. Yeah, I'll do that. I'm going to gain another charge. So we can gain another, get Gravehold healing up again. So we'll take these 2, put them in our discard pile, and then that'll be the end of the turn. Of course, we have no cards left to draw, so I'll flip the deck over. We'll draw our 5 cards. There's another Aurora card. Ooh, having 2 of those would be really cool. Jagged Lightning, there we go. We're getting some decent attacks here. Rolled Heart Shard and Crystal. Okay, going to the turn order deck. Number 2, this is going to be Yan. Yan has absolutely nothing prepped in her open breaches, which is terrible. So at this point in time, we should probably do something about that. Let's do the Crystallize in this one. Now this one is a weird one. It says, this spell must be prepped to 2 adjacent breaches so that this card touches both breaches. This fully occupies both. I'm going to actually choose then to have... No, that's okay, because we have nothing else we're prepping this turn, so having it even take up the... Basically what it says is when it's here, it's taking up all these spaces, so it's pretty crazy. But that's okay, because I have nothing else to actually prep, so that's all right. Primordial Fetish, we're going to discard, or destroy the card, I should say, to gain 3 life, because we want to make sure we can survive all the pain and suffering coming at us here. This is the 6 right here, so we're up to 6 health on Yan, 5 on Maza. Next up, we got the Mage's Totem. I can destroy a gem that I play. That might not be a bad idea. I've got 2 here, crystals. I might as well do this to go ahead and do... Oh, shoot, guys. I totally forgot. I made a mistake in the last video, I think, and I just remembered. This one says, because I forgot to give my ally a card from any supply pile and place it on the top of their deck. So technically, I should have had a really powerful card going into Mez's hand, and I never did that when I cleared that whole row out. Oh my goodness. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm sorry, guys, if you commented on the video in the past and I missed that. I do apologize. We're going to make that right now. So I'm going to go ahead and say crystallize as well. And I'm going to take crystallize and put this in. I'm going to put this on the top of my deck now. That's the only fair way to do it. I should have had it earlier, but that's the way it is. So I acquired this crystallize when I used this for Yan, but this ability, because I had all my breaches open, should have also put a free card from this market into Mez's hand. But at least I remembered now and not too late in the game, so that's good. I still have 2 more to use, but the reason I remember that is because I wanted to spend 2 crystals to actually charge this up. So those 2 crystals are now spent. I'm also going to use Mage's Totem. It says destroy a gem or relic you played this turn. So I'll spend that. This particular gem card is going to get destroyed. And then we're going to go ahead and actually, you know what? Do I really want to do that? Because you know what? I might want to wait on that. I might want to keep that. The main reason, I might just, actually, no, I'm going to destroy this to gain some health, or some life back for Gravehold instead. So goodbye, Mage's Totem. I'm going to bring this back up to 21, because I want to keep these crystals in my hand, because they can actually become 2 damage for the crystallize ability, which is really cool. And then that's essentially it, so I'll flip this over. I got a crystal. I got a, give me all the crystals. Give me as many crystals, or gems, as I should say, as possible. Because that's 2 damage every time. So far I'm up to 6 damage and 8 damage. That's awesome. So crystallize in the next attack and do 8 plus the 1 is 9. That's substantial. Okay, so that's it. We'll pull the turn order deck. We got a 1. All right, so Meza, you got to do something here. So let's go ahead and use for 3 damage. We're going to use Aurora, which will kill off the Mangle Root card. Good. This spark here is only 1. I might as well do it. Take a hit off this particular individual. We're going to prep some spells now. Let's do Aurora and Jagged Lightning. And I'm going to now use this while prepped, gain a charge. So I'm going to charge this up, and look at that, we got up to 4. So actually, instead of getting the card, I'm going to use the Under Earth Mantra to get 4 health back to Gravehold. So we're going back to 25. That's awesome. I love that ability. Okay, and then what's next? Can we open a breach? That'd be fantastic. No, we still can't. That's terrible. So I have a spark. Can't use it right now. World Heart Shard. No, that's not. It's either 2. It's either 2 for me, or it's 3 and gain a spell. Has to be a spell though. I don't have spells over here that are worth 3. You also notice we've run out of cards in this spot right there because of the Jagged Lightning. I could use it for 2. I'm going to use it for 2, I think. And I'm just going to use it as a charge because I want to be able to keep Gravehold kind of floating and healing up constantly. Okay, that's the end of that turn. Let's go ahead and draw back up. So we got Crystallize, which we knew and probably should have had earlier in the playthrough. Maybe a turn or 2 before. There we go, Nova Forge. Awesome. So we got some good cards there. And that is our 5. Perfect. Turn order deck reveals it's going to be Nemesis. No, it's a 2. We got lucky. Okay, so come over here to Yan. Yan has, again, Crystallize. If I go ahead, it says you cast. Any ally reveals their hand. 2 damage for each gem in that ally's hand. So right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So that'll be 8 damage plus the 1. Damage on cast is 9, which is just 1 short of killing that guy. So that's really sad. So you know what I might do instead is I'm kind of tempted to hammer the Nemesis. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's cast the Crystallize spell. We're going to hammer the Nemesis for 9. So it's going to take this down to 53. That's pretty sweet. So, because sometimes, I don't know, sometimes it's worth it to keep on hammering away at the Nemesis. There's a little bit of a balance there as to who you should be hitting. We got a lot to do on the Nemesis, so we got that guy down to 53. Now we want to go ahead, we might as well put the Illuminate spell. We'll put it in the right spot this time. We're going to put it in the open breach for the +1 damage, which will help us later on. And then we're going to, of course, all these are gone now because we use them for, they all get discarded because we use them for the Crystallize attack. So we don't have them to spend right now. I'll put them back as I choose. That is the end of my turn, very quick. And of course we have to flip our deck over because we have no more cards left. And that will help us create our new hand. There's a Nova Forge, awesome. There's a Jagged Lightning, amazing. There we go, now we're talking some serious damage. There's some healing as well if we want it. And a Frozen Magmite, great. Okay, that's essentially it. And we're gonna come over here to the turn order. This is gonna be the Nemesis. So I wouldn't be able to kill this guy off anyway. He's gonna persist, he's got a persistent ability Unleash. So again, that's the second one. So that means Gravehold's gonna take 2 damage, but that's all right because we've been healing Gravehold up, so that's okay. We're gonna pull this card. We got Yawning Black. Oh geez, it's a power card. So this is gonna sit here, power of 2. That's not very high. It says any player suffers 6 damage or Umbra Titan loses 3. Oh my gosh, we gotta spend 8 ether to get rid of that? That's crazy. Okay, that's bad news. And that's there, that's all. And we're gonna continue on with the next turn. All right, we're gonna roll into the final round of this video. So player number 1, that is gonna be Maza. Maza's got Jagged Lightning and Aurora. I'm gonna use this ability to do 6 damage, which will knock this guy down to 4. So let's do that, knock him down to 4, so killing him softly. And then we're gonna go over here, it says you may discard a card in hand. If you do, any player focuses their breach. I'm gonna probably get rid of, discard a crystal. And we're gonna focus this. Breach is the only breach actually that can be focused at this point in the game, so go like that. And these 2 are now gone, so I'll put Aurora in the deck, Jagged Lightning in the deck, and that guy got hit pretty good. We're going to also go ahead, we're going to put Nova Forge. Actually, we have Crystallize as well, so we might as well put that out. And Nova Forge, get both of those in there. And we'll, let's see, we got 1 crystal. That's kind of a waste. Does anything here, well prepped, once per turn, you gain 2 when going after a spell. So now we have 3. That's not bad, I guess. So if we have 3, that's not a spell. We can go after a spell, though. Or can we? Do we have a spell over here? No, we don't. We don't have any spells we can spend on, so that's not going to work. Shoot. So we cannot do that right now. So, with not being able to do that, we could just go ahead and beef up our... Let's go ahead and do this. Get Gravehold a little healthier. So we'll spend 2 there, and then the other crystal just disappears. So we'll put that like that. That's the end of that. I don't have anywhere near 8 ether to get rid of the Yawning Black, so we have to kind of move past that, sadly. We're hoping for lots of, yes, gems, because I can use Crystallize next turn. So far, we got 6 damage worth. That's awesome. That'll be a decent attack. Okay, coming back over the turn order deck. A 1. We're going again. So at this point, this is perfect, because I can use Nova Forge right now. And I can actually hold on to Crystallize, but I'm going to use Nova Forge first for 4 damage. So that's going to kill off this particular enemy. That's great. And then we do have... let me think about this. We need to spend 8 ether to discard this. I use that, and I could probably use Crystallize as well. The spell must be prepped to 2 adjacent breaches that touches both breaches. This fully occupies both breaches. Oh, actually, now that I'm thinking about this, guys, I may have made a mistake here because I cannot put that breach there because I can't occupy those 2 spaces. So if I remember correctly, the Nova Forge was the last one that came out of my hand. I'm just going to put that back on the top of the deck, and this was never here. Let's pretend that was never there, because I'm not allowed to actually put that in an open breach unless these 2 are open or free. At this particular point, though, I could, potentially, and I still can't even prep it. I can actually spend these for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could spend 3 of them to open this one, so I'll do that. I'll open this one up. Perfect. And I still have 2 more to spend. And that's about it. I can also prep the Spark, I guess. But that's the danger. I'm not going to do that. I want to put Crystallize in later, so I'm going to hold that into my hand for now. This one is still going to allow me to have 2, and I might as well go ahead and spend it on this. Although I just did that already. So... yeah, I've already used it for that charge. Oh, no, I didn't. That was because I played twice in a row. Haha, my mistake. So I'm going to go ahead and charge that up. If I'm messing that up, let me know if I happen to do that. But I'm going to go ahead and charge that up. And then we're going to take these 3. These are all they've all been spent. We'll put them in the discard. And that's it. We're going to replenish our hand here. So we're going to go, there's the Nova Forge we knew was coming. Jagged Lightning and the Crystal. Okay, we're coming back over here. Turn order deck. What do we get? A 2. Wow, we're getting really lucky here. So again, this This one says wall prep when you focus or open one of your breaches. So Illuminate's not going to be as powerful as it used to be, but it could still just cast for a typical damage too, which is not terrible. So I might as well cast it because I can't focus any more breaches anymore. So I'm going to cast this. It does 2 damage to the actual Nemesis itself. So we're down to 51. We've got a whole bunch. Now we've got all openings for all kinds of stuff. So let's put like Nova Forge. Oh, sorry. Let's put these in the right breaches so that I actually get the most damage because these two are +1/+1. And then we'll go like this. It's a lot of damage. This one here, we can focus any player's breach. So I'm going to do this. And we'll put this in the discard. This is going to allow me to focus this one to 4. Now it's the final stage before it's open. And then we're going to go ahead with Frozen Magmite, and we can use a 2 to gain something. I might as well just purchase the Mage's Totem, I think. So we'll take that card, and then we'll take this Frozen Magmite, put it on top. That is going to be the end of this turn. Of course, I'm nowhere near being able to discard this, so that's really bad. I'm realizing now, though, that I actually shouldn't do what I just did. I'm going to take that back. I'm going to flip this back, and I'm going to use the 2, instead of using that Primordial Fetish for, instead of using this for focus any player's breach, I'm going to destroy this and gain 3 life. The reason why is I'm noticing, or I just noticed, that when this thing eventually triggers, it's going to hit any player for 6 damage. I need to have someone who can take that much damage, and I currently don't have it when they're at 6 and 5. So bumping him up and healing him is better, but I have to lose it. Destroy this card to gain 3 life. So this card gets turfed. It no longer stays in my deck. Okay, that is the end of the turn. We'll draw back up. We got a crystal. We've got another crystal. We've got another crystal. Wow, that's a lot of crystals. Wow, this would be the time to have the crystallize. Geez, that would be a powerful attack. That would have been 10 damage. Okay, so that is that, and we'll move on to the next turn. It's going to be Nemesis. Yikes. Okay, so does anything happen here? No, but the power token does disappear from the card. We're going to go ahead and pull another card from this deck. The Monstrosity of Omens is a minion. It's 5, so it's not very strong, but it's still a tier 3 card. So we'll put that there. When damage is dealt to this minion, reduce the damage by 1. Persistent, Gravehold suffers damage equal to the minion's current life. That's really bad. Okay, and that's it. We're going to go to the turn order deck again. Flip it over. Oh, double hit. Bad news. So this power thing leaves. This is going to be power 2. Any player suffers 6 damage or Umbra Titan loses 3 Nemesis tokens. I'd rather take the 6 damage, so I'll go down to 3. Ouch. This one's been resolved. And then we're going to go over here to this guy. When it says Gravehold suffers damage equal to this minion's current life, which is 5. So it's going to drop down to 18. That was a really vicious double hit there. So 18. Yikes. And of course, we still have to pull a card. Throttle. Unleash twice. Any player destroys their 3 most expensive cards in hand. Destroys? Oh, that's sad. That's super sad. Oh, any player destroys their 3 most expensive cards in hand? Crystals! I'm just gonna destroy crystals. But I have to unleash twice first. If there's 2 Nemesis cards, then Gravehold suffers 2 damage, or I lose Nemesis tokens. So I'm going to take, I guess I'll take the damage. So we're going to go down to 14. It's really bad. Okay, and then any player destroys 3 of their most expensive cards. Well, all expensive cards, any player. I'm choosing this player, so all 3 of the crystals are going to be destroyed, which is makes my next turn with them very pointless. The throttle card is gone. Everything's been dealt with. Last turn of the round is number 2. So that's Yan. Yan does have lots of damage. So we're going to go ahead first with this Nova Forge. We're going to use it. It's 4 + 1 is 5. So we're going to cast that to destroy the Monstrosity of Omens. Yep, so it's gone. Then we're going to do a deal Jagged Lightning 3 damage, deal Jagged Lightning 3 damage. It does say here that we can discard a card to focus a breach, so I'm going to discard Crystal in order to focus any player focuses their breach. So I'm going to bring this over like that. These 2 are going to do a total of 3 + 1 is 4, + 3 is 7. So 7 damage against the Nemesis. We'll bring it down to 44. That's not bad. We're getting down there. Let's see if I can do this a little quicker. 44. There we go. 44. All right, and that's essentially it. I only have one crystal left. I'm not gonna be able to spend it on anything, so I'll just put it in the discard pile. And that is the end. We're gonna go ahead and pull up our next 5 cards and continue. So as you can see, guys, this game is progressing. Ooh, there's a crystal. Come on, give me crystals. Lots and lots of crystals. Yes, excellent. Excellent. That's awesome. Okay, so this is looking good. We've got a chance. We're going to start really hammering the Nemesis, and Gravehold's looking a little shaky. Our character's also looking a little shaky. This could be tight. 4 Nemesis tokens left. Hope you'll join me in the next episode. I do apologize, guys, if I happen to miss anything. There is a lot to take in as I'm going through the playthroughs, and I'm also trying to play it sped up enough that you can get enough turns in per video. So I do apologize if I'm missing something. I may be moving forward without correcting it. So I am playing this one a little differently than I normally would. I'm just kind of burning through it at a quicker pace. So hopefully you'll bear with me, because that's not my norm. But I do have a lot of things coming up that I need to get moving on. So I'm really enjoying this game, though. This is fantastic. The ramp up of tension is crazy, and I feel like I could win, maybe, if I get some massive attacks in when there's nothing here. But I'm also kind of a little skeptical too. So we'll see how it pans out. Thanks for joining me, and hope to see you in the next episode. As always, keep on rolling solo.